here. Women now are only looking for men that have houses, cars that haven't been flooded. Maybe you have power, air conditioning. We don't want to be hot out here. Maybe you got toilet paper and some food. That's all we're looking for now. So the dating scene in Florida is rapid.
Yeah, I bet it has. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak, Kodash, the ones of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to you sincere Akim out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. And as you can see, like she said, the dating scene has changed out here in Florida. Yeah, anytime there's some sort of destruction or famine or any kind of attack which ruptures, the Western lifestyle, the first thing you're gonna see is women panic. And I just got into the spirit on this particular topic because a lot of brothers dealing with different situations, and then the woman thing or whatever. But I'm gonna just say, man, don't worry about that. All right, we're gonna follow the scriptures. We're gonna continue to be built up. We ain't worried about that, man. The Lord has what He has for us, and it always comes in time. You best believe that every good gift, comes from heaven. This is Isaiah 32 and 10 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And yeah, we're coming at the times which, you have destruction going on right now. You got these hurricanes, flooding, all this shit going on in the East Coast, Southeast. But then even in the Northwest, you got fire. You got a lot of wildfires. You got a lot of different destruction going on, around Babylon. All right. And, the time that we're coming in where there are different certain weaponry is being tested or used, or, certain soldiers are coming into certain cities, you're going to see a lot more of this. You're going to see a lot more women become conservative overnight. All right. And shit, you're going to fuck around and have somebody of these broads chasing you. It's going to annoy you. All right. But I want to get to the real point of this. The scriptures say the way of the Lord is in the whirlwind. All right. When these different judgments happen, because this is a time of judgment. This is a time where the Lord is visiting the earth. The wind represents destruction. The wind actually represents destruction. This is Isaiah 32. And I had a couple of precepts for that. It's Isaiah 32 and 1. It says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, shelter from the storm, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right, and basically, from this particular storm that's coming, right, what does it say? They shall come down like a flood. That's talking about Esau and his armies. But then you're gonna have actual plagues and actual shit show happening all around us. All right, when you go to Revelation 7 and 1, it says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on any tree, nor any seed, nor on any tree. Should not blow on the earth, nor in the sea, nor any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And we know the winds represent destruction. All right, that represents those winds it's talking about represents destruction. Hold back the destruction until the elect is sealed. All right, and specifically the east wind is represents destruction too, more specifically. All right, the four winds, those four winds represent destruction, but when you see the east wind, which this is the most talked about wind out of all the scriptures. All right, you go to different stories, it talks about the east wind blew, destruction. The east wind specifically represents destruction. This is Job 27 and 20 and 20. Let's start at verse 13. It says, "This is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and the heritage of the oppressors," because this wind is going to be used to destroy Esau. This wind is going to be used to destroy Esau. And all of you wicked Israelites too. All you workers of iniquity. Because Esau is the king of iniquity, but then you workers of iniquity, you got a lot of Israelites too, men and women. Yeah, all you women, all these broads, they're not going to be saved. And they're not going to want to be saved. Well, they might want to be saved, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be saved. It says, "In the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. Woof. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver." All right, hey, his resources are going to be taken. It says, yeah, "He builded his house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night." Right? And all through the scriptures, you keep seeing that, man. A tempest, an east wind, a destroying wind. It says, "The east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth, and as a storm hurleth him out of his place. For the Most High shall cast upon him and not spare. He would fain flee out of his hand. Men shall clap their hands at him and shall hiss him out of his place." And destruction is coming. All right, another one. Jeremiah 51 and 1. "Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind." All right, and where are those missiles coming from? From different places in the east. All right, Asia, different parts of Asia. But then again, if they're shooting them from certain parts of China, shit, they can hit they can hit the west coast of this place too. But ultimately, that land over there is considered the east. Right, this is the western hemisphere. That's the east, whichever way that they shoot it. "And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about." All right, then it's going to go against the archer and the bow. And I had something that I thought was interesting. Yeah, that broad had the nerve to make a video. The dating scene has changed. Come on, man. I thought it was just hot girl summer. What happened? And I'm out here in Miami. What's going on? All right, but you're about to see a lot of this happen, nationwide. This is about to happen. And it really is happening now. Very slowly. But this is it's a word in the Chinese, Dong Feng, from Chinese east wind. It's abbreviated as DF. It says DF missiles are a family of short, medium, intermediate range and intercontinental ballistic missiles operated by the Chinese People's Liberation Army Rocket Force. So the name of the missiles is literally the East Wind for these different missiles. Yeah, here's another picture. DF-26, Dong. Anytime you see DF, that's what it stands for. Dong Fang, East Wind. And I believe the East Wind, I could look it up. We had the pure understanding of it, but I believe it means like a change in let me look it up. It says, yeah. Chinese culture, East Wind is often used as a metaphor for the driving force or momentum of revolution. Like I said, we know the pure understanding of it. The Authorized King James Version of the English Old Testament makes some 17 references to the East Wind. In chapter 41, the Pharaoh's dream of Genesis, the Pharaoh's dream, which is interpreted by Joseph, describes 7 years of grain blasted by the East Wind. In chapter 10 and 14 of Exodus, Moses summons the East Wind to bring the locusts that plague Egypt and to part the Red Sea so that the children of Israel can escape Pharaoh's armies. Several other references exist, most associating the East Wind with destruction. Often this is the destruction of the wicked by the Most High. And yeah, this is what's coming. All right, so they had a little portion of it, right? But you have to read the scriptures to get the full context and understanding of it, right? The wisdom, it says wisdom made her place in Israel above all. Where these other nations, they might have a semblance or they might have a little phrase that's true, but when you look in the scriptures, the fullness of that is going to come out, right? These words are purified, pure as pure silver, which is purified in the furnace 7 times. This is Job 27. I read that. Let's see, I had a couple more examples. Oh, yep. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 14. Yeah, this storm is coming. This ultimate storm. Whether Esau created it or whatever they're doing, this is going to be, this is ultimately the Heavenly Father, turning things up, letting people know he's not playing. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 14. For the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day. Right? You have a lot of people who have their hope in this place, and as you can see from all those different examples, your hope is going to be blown away. All right, and those men that are going to stand through this destruction is only going to be the elect. It says, but the righteous live forevermore. The reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. All right, and I'm going to just jump straight to the point. Wait. Well, I gotta read down through this. This is good. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. That's that spiritual power. He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and true judgment of a helmet. He shall take holiness for an invisible shield. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. All right, what the Lord say, he's going to make the animals help, the beasts of the field. All right, of course, the different plagues, All right, he said that the heathens will even help you, show you favor. Right? Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark. Man, as you can see, the missiles, the storm, like, come on, man. How you reading the scriptures, and but if you don't have the Holy Spirit, then you're not gonna get it. So the Wadi Habashim I was shy. Right? And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. And you best believe that Esau, Edom, because there were reports in North Carolina that basically there were helicopters that weren't on, because you have like a little network that you can look up different vehicles that are in the air, but then you have certain vehicles that because all the vehicles are declared, what commodities they're flying, and then you see the flight path. I forget what it's called, but you can look it up. It's public record. But then you have certain vehicles, government vehicles, which they don't have to post any information. And people were talking about they had helicopters which were flying over, people in them had all black masks on. As a matter of fact, I found it. Unmarked military style helo flies on local distribution area, and rotor washer destroys supplies. We had a meeting with all the parties involved, established that there was no fly zone, no drop zone, and had sent, let's see. Yeah, this was not one of our helos. And you best believe they have things set up. They flew in and hovered around for a bit, looking like they wanted to land, despite our signals telling them no. Yeah, they have soldiers. They have teams ready for them having to do what they have to do in an emergency situation. And all these different little emergencies and things happen. You see what happens: price gouging. Of course, there's a lot of people who use this to steal. So they're gonna try to use these things as precedents for, well, look, we might as well just shut everything down, and then so we can keep order through the chaos that they created and helped to stir up. It said then they dipped down and performed a rotor wash, which seemed deliberate. Basically, they blew away all this stuff in a no-fly zone, no landing zone that people had set up for them to get supplies. So it was unmarked, and we were able to zoom in and see masked persons. It said local PD and came and tried to find and tracking their flight info, right? The flight logs, to find out who they were, where they flew it from. Nothing. They're ghosts. 40 minutes prior to this, 2 unmarked black SUVs running blue lights rolled in, circled around, and immediately left. They were not local law enforcement and not anyone we had been affiliated with. Yeah, so they did that deliberately. And it's gonna be a day where, he saw desperation, man. And these Edomites are waking up to the fact that it's their own people doing this. Right? It's their own people. Their own people setting you up. And sitting there had the hatred for Jacob for years, you know, and your own people have destroyed, you know, their own people, right? Because you Edomites, you don't pity the poor. You don't. they don't care about none of that. All right, but serves you right, man. This is Sirach 14 and 27. It says, "By her he shall be gloried from heat." Because yeah, it's gonna be a storm over here, but the biggest storm is gonna be a firestorm. When all these missiles break out, all that water, all that stuff is gonna be gone. All right, the biggest storm. What does it say? Was out mad at the lakes, the river. Yeah, this is gonna be a fire. This is gonna be a different storm. This is gonna be a firestorm of heat. It says, "By her he shall be covered from heat." The man who considered the ways of wisdom, and in her glory shall he dwell. Right, and a woman's place is gonna be to follow after that man. Notice that in all these different precepts. Right, but they'll get it when the time comes. It'll activate in that peanut ass brain. All right, you know the vintage has to fail first. Desperation has to reach into the minds of people. They got to feel themselves starving a little bit. You know, then people start to make wiser decisions, so to speak. All right, but shalom to the elect, Lord, when it's edifying.